Hi everyone!
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome to our home.
Welcome.
This is Sophia and her boys, a channel just dedicated to moms, dads, and just all parents to help you guys go through and navigate this challenging time that we're in as parents. It's first off not easy being a parent. Second off, we're getting thrown stuff left and right just with the pandemic and everything else in between. So I'm Sophia.
And I'm Trent. I'm the dad. I feel like when we were going through the pregnancy, it was hard to find content or information for dads to follow. Just wanted something that I just want to be here as a moral support for the dads out here too. And this is Zaire. This is our son.
Little baby.
He's 4 months old now.
Yeah, on Tuesday he's 4 months.
And he's here to check us on our BS. To be honest with you.
True.
He
knows it all.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for our little intro. We wanted to go straight into the topic, which was like what to expect when you're pregnant during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Huge topic.
Crazy.
I've been getting a lot of DMs through Instagram. A lot of friends and followers have reached out as to like what my experience was, and the way I got through it, the way we navigated it. So I just wanted to hop on this channel and use this platform as a way to talk to everyone out there about what to expect while you're pregnant during a pandemic.
Yeah, so we wanted to be able to be there to help and answer those questions for you guys. So please follow our channel. We're planning on posting once a week on Mondays. To stay in the loop, please subscribe. Please hit the alert buttons. Let us know. If you have any questions, question us in the comments.
Yes.
We definitely want to be here and use this channel to answer those direct questions.
Yeah.
This is the first one to get the ball rolling, but please, we want to answer the questions that we get in the comments. So please subscribe, ask us as many questions as you want, and be a part of our family.
Yeah, be a part of our journey.
Yeah.
I mean, we're learning, you're learning.
Definitely.
We can learn together.
Let's do
It'll
it.
be great. So I have 8 different things I want to discuss and bring up of the things that I experienced that were different than a normal pregnancy and during a pandemic. So I think the first one would be people not being able to come to the doctor's office with you. So for instance, like Trent, he wasn't able to come to literally none of my OB visits. And you have a lot of visits over the course of 9 months. I think that was probably really challenging because
it was definitely challenging for me too. Like when thinking back on that, like
yeah,
it just feels weird because we go to the hospital together, we're driving together, and rather than us going and experiencing and learning, this is our first child, so Zaire's our first child, so rather than us learning together what to expect and how healthy and how the baby's growing, I'm sitting in the parking lot.
So crazy.
It's crazy, and it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's just where we are right now in the world.
Yeah.
So I had to get used to it. There was one time I was able to FaceTime with him.
He did actually come to the 20-week, so halfway point. He was able to come to that ultrasound, but that was the only one. So literally, the day I gave birth was the day he met my OB, which is crazy because it's someone that you trust, like someone that you build a relationship with over time that like knows you and knows your partner and knows your journey, and he's literally meeting him the day he was born. It's insane.
Yeah.
And so that's probably one of the most difficult things. Okay, so number 2 would be not really having friends or like a sense of community when you're pregnant. I think like being pregnant is such a huge like point in your life, and you want to be able to share that with your friends and your community, and we didn't really have a sense of community. We would FaceTime people here and there, but like a lot of my friends and family never saw me pregnant, like, which is so sad. So I think that's a huge part of it, which also leads into number 3, which is just isolation. Like, because we're in a pandemic and because there was lockdown orders and stay-at-home orders, like, you couldn't go out, and like we're in our house and like you just feel like the walls are closing in. Like, isolation was a huge part, which was like not just hard on our relationship, it was hard on my body.
She would often, obviously it's a pandemic, so the stress levels for all of us is pretty high, but it's different because she's carrying our child, so not only would she feel the stress, but the baby also feels the stress, same stress that she feels. So it was kind of my job to make sure she was as stress-free as possible. If we found out some news, I tried to figure out a way that she wouldn't find out the news, just so keep her calm. But obviously, we can't close what's happening in the world. So
yeah. So number 4 would be stress. Like from isolation, number 3, like leading into stress, which is like a huge part, and not only affects me, but like affects the baby who's like growing inside me, and I'm trying to nurture him through like a crazy time in the world. So that's number 4, stress.
He's good now.
So number 5 would be prenatal checkups, kind of going back to that first one where I talked about like he wasn't able to come. It was hard because you're having to make these decisions of like do you go to the prenatal visits? Do you not? Do you do a video call? I personally went to my appointments, which was kind of a hard decision. We live in Los Angeles, so it's a huge city. And I'm going up to Cedars where there's like tons of people. And I had to make that decision, like, is it healthy enough for me to even walk into these hospitals? So like that's another major thing is, do you go to the prenatal visits in person or do you do it online and do video call? I think it's hard because like most of the time when you are going to those prenatal visits, like at least my OB, he would do an ultrasound every time and just kind of check everything and track everything. For those prenatal visits, it was really important for me. Okay, so number 6 would be baby shower. Kind of going back to like that sense of community, like we didn't really have a sense of community because we're in isolation, therefore we couldn't really have baby showers. We did fortunately have like a drive-through baby shower.
That was great. I loved it. Yeah.
Did you love it?
I did actually. It was right smack dab in the middle of the pandemic, so I hadn't seen anybody in a while. So to like see your friends, from like all your friends at one place at one time, celebrating, new life. That was great. It was different than other baby showers. It was definitely much needed at that point.
It was definitely a happy moment. When I look at it, there was like good and bad. Like obviously I wanted a huge party and games and all these kind of things, but we couldn't do that. And so we had to be grateful for what we did get, and that was a drive-through baby shower, which again, we are very thankful for because we were able to get some kind of like human to human connection,
for sure.
Which like when you're in isolation and at home and staying home, like you can't get that. And so yeah, we were really happy that we did get a drive-through baby shower.
For sure.
Number 7 would be, there are no birthing classes. There's no
I forgot about that.
hospital tours.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so most of the time, I don't know when typically people do it actually. Towards the latter half, like end of second trimester, early third trimester, it's good to go to a birthing class.
Yeah.
But we just use YouTube, which was great. Great platform for that. I think the only hard part was it wasn't like person to person, face to face with the teacher and learning all these different steps, because there's a lot that goes into having a baby. There's a lot of different choices as a mother. Like, do you want to do a natural? Do you want an epidural? Do you want Pitocin? Do you want, there's just so many different things that you learn in those birthing classes that I missed out on. And then the hospital tour, like when I was in labor, we went to the hospital and I kind of knew where to go. They gave me like a piece of paper being like, okay, it's on this little corner on the 3rd level of whatever. And we just went off the paper.
Damn. You're bringing me back. Crazy.
But yeah, so I think that those were really hard as well. And the last one, number 8, I would say planning for childcare. Like while you're pregnant, you are trying to plan for, okay, well, when I do go back to work, or if I go back to work, or all these things that you're wanting to plan.
That's grody. Sorry, we had a little spit up accident right there. Let's do number 8 again.
Okay, so number 8, like I said, childcare. It's really difficult. Like as a mom and as a pregnant mom, you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to work when he's 4 months, or your choice, whatever. That's kind of typical. But how do you plan for that?
We still haven't figured it out. So please,
haven't figured it out.
If you guys have answers, please comment.
Please.
Let us know. Because we're navigating through that right now as we speak.
We are navigating through that because it's like there's so many precautions that we need to take.
Right.
Daycares aren't open. He's also really young for daycare.
Yeah.
And the whole nanny situation, like, do you have someone come into your house? Right, are they gonna wear a mask? Do you have to take a test every day?
So it's been interesting. So if you guys have, solutions or anything to help, please comment. Let us know because we're looking for something. But you gotta admit it wasn't all bad, right?
It wasn't all bad.
It wasn't all bad.
There was some good.
There's some good. You got some good. What's some good?
I think the main good was I didn't get anyone random touching my belly.
Yeah. You lucked out. You didn't have anybody touching you.
Yeah, no one. Like who? People do that all the time. It's just so weird.
You got a couple heavy,
yeah, and it's like, okay, no.
So it was
back.
nice.
Stay your 6 feet away, please.
Yeah, so that was great.
That was good. And also, like, attached to the whole belly thing is unsolicited advice. But anyways, that was a positive.
Yeah, no belly touching.
No belly touching. Another positive would be, like, even though we are in such a confined place, like, we're just at our house, we're not really seeing anyone, we definitely, like, grew closer.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. In a different way.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us, during this pandemic have found that family, there's nothing better than family, and there's nothing better than your relationships and what's the right relationships for you and stuff like that. So I think we've definitely gotten closer during this time period. Yeah. We kind of been in each other's space the whole time, but it was all great for me, honestly. Like, I loved it. I've loved every minute of it.
So that's definitely a positive. Like, you learn so much more about your person, and it's great.
We did a lot of activities together.
Lots of activities. Lots of cooking.
A lot of cooking. Baking. Quarantine LBs. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we don't gotta talk about that. And I think another positive would be family. Even though, like, we weren't really able to spend a lot of time with our family, they were such a huge support. Zaire was a surprise.
Surprise!
We weren't planning him. And so I think just having our family, like, really be that support system that we can, like, fall back on was huge. So that was definitely a good thing about the pandemic. I think everyone was faced with different things, and when you're faced with hard times, you have to, like, look at your surroundings and see who you can fall back on. And we definitely have, like, his family and mine. Those are, like, the main things that you're gonna really kind of run into while being pregnant during a pandemic.
There's probably at least 20 more things. But
there's a lot more.
These are top for sure.
These are, like, the top things I think were affected me in the way in which I kind of navigated my journey while pregnant during a pandemic.
That's what to expect. If you guys are facing or going through, tell us about it. If you have questions, please, we want to talk you guys through it. Again, learn from our experience. We're here to help.
Yeah.
We're here to build this community to get through these trying times,
Yeah. And you're not alone. Like, we're still learning. And you're still learning.
Yeah.
And I think what's important to me about this platform is that we really build, like, a sense of community around this, because we can't do it alone. Like, we really can't.
You want to be heard.
You're right. I need friends.
Yeah.
I need friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, comment. Please tell me your experience. Good,
Subscribe.
the bad, the ugly. Like, we want to be really candid and just talk from our hearts.
What do you got to say, Z? What you got to say, Z? Tell him.
Tell him, honey.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. Again, more videos to come, and we can't wait to hear from you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Woo!